Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Design with Roosevelt. Continuing with CSWA Practice Problems, today we'll work on question 6.8. Let's take a look at this question. So in this question, unit of measurement is millimeter gram second. Like always, we need to ensure we are using the same unit of measurement in SolidWorks setting. Now looking at this geometry, we have the top view, we have the front view, and we have the 3D model. My preference is to focus on this circular section first. I'm going to make that part of the geometry using revolve bus command. Then after that, I will focus on making second part of the geometry, this feature, and eventually I will make this hole in this geometry. So with this introduction, let's jump into SolidWorks and start modeling this part. In SolidWorks, first we need to check unit of measurement, and you can see that we have millimeter gram second, which is a correct unit of measurement. Now click on a sketch and choose front plane. Here, we need to use revolve bus command. So what I can do, I can click on this center line and make axis of rotation here. Because the cross section of the geometry is also symmetric, of course, for the first part of the geometry, the circular section, then I need to have another center line to use it as a symmetry line. So click on center line again and make a symmetry line here. Now, all we need to do is to make a cross section of the geometry. Click on line command, and let's start from here. Go to right, going down, and let's close this contour. Okay, so I have a rough 2D sketch. Now it's time to add relations. First of all, this geometry, the cross section should be symmetric. So what I can do, I can select this top line, hold Control, select the symmetry line, and select the bottom line, and from the options choose symmetric. Same things again for these two lines. Select, hold Control, select midplane, select this one, and then choose symmetric. I also want this part of the geometry, this line, to be collinear with this line. So I can click on it, hold Control, click on this line, and choose collinear. Now let's add some dimensions. Click on a smart dimension. The width of this part of the geometry should be 2 millimeters. So this is 2 millimeters. The width of the second part, this part, should be 3 millimeters. Of course, I don't need to add 2 millimeters for the bottom line because it's a symmetric geometry. So by default, because of all the relations I added, the length for this one should be 2 millimeters. If I click here, you can see it's 2. If I click, of course, I'm over defining this geometry, so I don't need that. Just close it. Okay, next we can add some dimensions for the diameter. According to the top view, the diameter of this middle section should be 35 millimeters. So I click here, I click on this center line, and I go to the other side. This is a diameter of the circle, so this should be 35 millimeters. And according to the front view, the diameter of this section should be 40 millimeters. So this is 40 millimeters. And because I added collinear relation by adding 40 millimeter, SolidWorks automatically updated this bottom section as well. Okay, awesome. So now I have a cross section of the geometry. It's fully defined. I can use this for revolve bus command. So click on feature, click on revolve bus. And here, as you can see, the axis of rotation is not selected. So what I can do, I can select this line. And now you can see the preview. Click on OK, and that's it. Awesome. So now we have the first part of the geometry made. For the second part, let's focus on this front surface. So let's click on the sketch, and let's select this surface. Now here, I want to start by making a circle for the hole. And I'm going to explain why I start with the circle. Click on circle command, and let's make a circle here. According to the front view, the diameter of the circle should be 5 millimeters. Also, the distance between this circle and the center point of the geometry should be 10 millimeters. And I want this circle to be right on the same plane as this point. So I click on the center point, I hold Control, I click on the center point of the circle, and I choose horizontal. And now the circle is fully defined. Now let's focus on the second part of the geometry and the sketch for it. Click on line command. And here, all I need is a rough 2D sketch. So let's make a rough 2D sketch, something like this. As you can see, the sketch is not ideal, but we're going to add relations and also dimensions to make it fully defined. The first constraint that I want to add here is I want this line to pass through the origin of the geometry. So click on this line, hold Control, click on this point, and choose coincident. Now, looking at the details provided in this question, you can see that they mentioned this line should be tangent to the hole. And now you can see why I drew this hole first, because I wanted to have a fully defined circle so I can use that to apply tangency relation. So what I can do here, I can click on this line, I hold Control, I click on circle, and I choose tangent. Now here, because this is a symmetric geometry, it's always good to have another center line. So I click on center line command, and then here I'm going to make a center line like this. Of course, I want this center line to be perpendicular to this line. So hold Control, click on this line, and from the options choose perpendicular. And now I can use this line to apply more relations. I know that this geometry should be symmetric, so I select this line, I hold Control, select the symmetry line, select this line, and I choose symmetric. And same for this line. I choose it, hold Control, symmetry line, and this right line, and choose symmetric. And now we have a symmetric geometry. We also want this line and this line to be on the same plane. So what I can do, same as before, I select this line, I hold Control, I select this line, and I choose collinear. Next, we need to focus on more dimensions. According to the top view, you can see that the distance from this line and this line should be 30 millimeters. So this is 30. And the distance between this line and this line should be 18 millimeters. So now you can see, because the geometry was not fully defined, we had some changes in this part of the geometry. Simply grab this point and drag it down. Okay. Looking at the front view, you can also see that the height of this geometry is 25 millimeters. Okay, so now we added all dimensions. It's time to talk about the fillet radius. Let's go back to the question, and I want to show you something. In the question, you can see that we have a 6 millimeter fillet in this corner. But the interesting fact here is that the width of this part of the geometry is also 6 millimeters. How do we know this? The answer is clear, because of these dimensions. As you can see, we have 30 millimeter, we have 18 millimeter. If you subtract 18 millimeter from 30 millimeter and divide it by 2, you get the width of this section. 13 minus 18 is 12. If you divide it by 2, you get 6 millimeters. So the width of this section is 6 millimeters, which is exactly same as radius of the fillet. That means the center point of the fillet is right at this corner. And this means the width of this section should also be 6 millimeters. Okay, so with this information, we go back to SolidWorks and add this dimension to the geometry that we have. Let's do it. So here, as I mentioned, the width of this section should also be 6 millimeters. And now we have a fully defined geometry. Now I can add the fillet as well. Click on fillet command, change the radius to 6 millimeters, and click on these two corners. Click on OK, and that's it. And now you can see this is a fillet. The center point of the fillet is right at this corner, and now I have 6 millimeter width here and 6 millimeter width in this direction. Okay, so now we have a fully defined geometry. It's time to use extrude boss and extrude cut command to make the final geometry. First, let's focus on the second feature and using extrude boss command. Click on feature and click on extrude boss command. And then here, I'm going to select this part of the contour and this part. So basically that's the contour I'm selecting. For the width, we need 5 millimeters. So change the number to 5, click on OK, and that's it. So that's the second feature on this geometry. Now let's make that hole. If you remember, we had this sketch for the hole, and I can take advantage of that. So from feature, I can click on extrude cut. SolidWorks asks me to select the contour. I click on the drop down menu, I click here on extrude boss, and I activate this sketch. And now you can see the sketch. Simply select on this point, and now the hole is selected. Change the end condition to through all, and Click on OK, and that's it. So now you have the hole made in this geometry. Okay, awesome, that's it. That's all the features that we needed for this geometry. So now it's time to check the volume and make sure that this model is correct. Let's go back to the question and check the volume shown in the question. In the question, you can see the volume here. The total volume is 9,738 cubic millimeters. Let's go back to SolidWorks and check the volume for our model. In SolidWorks, in order to check the volume, you can click on Evaluate and then Mass Properties. And here you can see the total volume. The total volume for this model is 9,738 cubic millimeters. This is exactly same as the number shown in the question, which is showing our model is correct and there's no problem with it. Okay, awesome, that's it. That's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comment, please leave comments down below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Ruzbe. Hope to see you again soon in the next videos.